Welcome to the script pitch, where I ask AI to come up with a script for something I might be interested in, whether it's a movie, whether it's a TV series. But today we're focusing in on a live action Batman Beyond movie, something I've been looking forward to since my childhood when Batman Beyond was actually one of and still is one of the greatest shows of all time, in my opinion. And there was kind of some rumors back in the day, a few years ago, when Batgirl was coming out, where a Batman Beyond movie might be possible. But what I've done here, I've asked AI, ChatGPT, to come up with a script, a synopsis for the movie, and then I've asked it to come up with a director and a cast. So we're going to be looking at all that today. This is a new channel, so go ahead and subscribe for me if this is something you might be interested in, and go ahead and comment down below. Number one, what you would like to see from a live action Batman Beyond movie, and number two, what movies or TV shows you would like to see next. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. If you're not familiar with Batman Beyond, number one, it's basically a futuristic Batman. Um, Bruce Wayne is elderly in this and giving up the throne for uh, the Batman throne, basically, and finds this kid, Terry McGinnis, that inherits the throne. Um, it's based in the future. Okay. So think like, Blade Runner ish, I would say. Blade Runner is a good ideal of kind of what you would visualize a Batman Beyond would take place in future wise. Um, but with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Let's look at the script it came up with. All right. So, reading here, the title for this is Batman Beyond Legacy of the Batman. I like it already because you've got Batman Beyond, but also at the same time, you've got Legacy of the Batman to kind of get going. All right. So, let's look at the synopsis here. In the year 2040, Gotham City has evolved into a sprawling metropolis where corruption runs deep and crime syndicates rule the streets. 2040, before I read any more of the synopsis, 2040 might be a little not far enough away because it's not going to look like this in 2040 probably, but imagine a little more in the future and I could deal with it. All right, so back to the synopsis here. Bruce Wayne, once the iconic Batman, is now an elderly recluse haunted by the shadows of his past. Unable to continue his crusade against crime due to his declining health and physical limitations, he watches Gotham slip further into chaos from the confines of his mansion. Terry McGinnis, a troubled teenager from Gotham's roughest neighborhoods, finds himself entangled in a series of events that lead him to Bruce Wayne's doorstep. After his father, a whistleblower against a corrupt corporation, is murdered, Terry's thirst for justice pushes him into a confrontation with the powerful forces controlling the city. During a chance encounter, Terry stumbles upon the Batcave where Bruce has ridden himself away for years. Recognizing a spark of potential in Terry, Bruce reluctantly takes him under his wing, offering him the mantle of the Bat to stop a new wave of cyber-enhanced criminals. Bruce upgrades an experimental bat suit, advanced and sleek, designed for the next generation of crime fighting, and teaches Terry the ancient methods of the Dark Knight. Though Terry is a natural in combat, his recklessness and brash attitude often clash with Bruce's grim, methodical approach to justice. As Terry embraces his role as a new Batman, he uncovers a dangerous conspiracy orchestrated by Derek Powers, the CEO of Wayne Enterprises, who has been manipulating the city's power structures for decades. Powers' ultimate goal is to re-engineer Gotham society under his control, and he has an army of cybernetic enforcers at his disposal, including the menacing and mysterious villain known as Blight. Terry faces not only physical battles against an army of advanced foes, but also emotional challenges as he grapples with the weight of becoming Gotham's protector. With Bruce's wisdom and Terry's youthful defiance, the two navigate their tumultuous mentor-mentee relationship, learning to trust each other in ways neither expected. As the stakes rise and the truth behind his father's death becomes clearer, Terry must confront Blight, expose the conspiracy, and prove that Gotham still has a protector worthy of the Bat legacy. But in a world where technology is both a weapon and a curse, Terry must ask himself, what kind of Batman will it become? I don't know about y'all guys, but that sounds like a pretty good synopsis. I like the idea of this movie going up against Blight, Derek Powers. is a good villain, I would say. Now, it kind of fits the futuristic vibes. Now, Blight in live action could or could not be a little cheesy, depending on how you do it. But I do like the thought of it now. And I like just the Derek Powers outlet. Some themes it has mentioned here: legacy and redemption. How does one carry the weight of a legacy like Batman's and forge their own path? The burden of justice, the personal toll that comes with being Gotham's protector, the evolution of Gotham, exploring the future of Gotham from the dangers of cybernetics to the rise of corporate control. And finally, mentorship and growth, the dynamic between Terry and Bruce as the older, wiser mentor teaches the impulsive, passionate younger hero. The tone for this is dark and gritty with high tech elements that contrast the older, more traditional Batman world. The movie balances intense action sequences with emotional depth, offering a future focused reimagining of the Batman mythos that explores the passing of the torch while embracing the modern age. All right, so with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and look at the script. Is done, so let's look at the cast and the directors. But before you get to cast, you got to hire a director. So on the director list, the director it gave me that I thought was most realistic, because it gave me some names like Denis Villeneuve, and I as much as I would love that, it also gave me uh, the director of the Batman, Matt Reeves. But as much as I would love Denis Villeneuve, because Blade Runner 2049 mixed with Batman Beyond would be perfect. But as much as I would love that, we're going on a little bit of a budget here, so I tried to find guys on a budget, and that led me to Gareth Evans, who has directed some seriously action-packed movies. The Raid 2, Apostle, Havoc, just to name a few. But the Raid series, super action-packed. Now, I may need a little help as far as finding guys to help him kind of get the CGI down for the sci-fi aspects of this movie. But action-wise, you could see, Terry going against like the Joker gang and all that good stuff that would really make some intriguing fights and probably some really good action sequences. All right, so as far as the cast, for Terry McGinnis, it gave me Tanner Buchanan, who you may recognize from Cobra Kai. I'm not a super big fan of this casting. He does kind of look like Terry McGinnis, I will say that, but Tanner Buchanan, though, I'm not the biggest fan of his acting ability. He does have action shown in Cobra Kai. He can do that. All right. He has a good build already. But again, his acting ability is a little questionable, in my opinion. So that one I'm a little hesitant on. But as far as the action aspects and the build aspects, I'm all right with it. But uh, again, in terms of his acting ability, questionable, but he could get better. We'll see. And then for Bruce Wayne, it gave me Clancy Brown, who you may recognize from a ton of different movies, whether it be from what am I thinking? Shawshank Redemption. Lately, he's been in The Penguin. He was in that TV series, but also Dexter is another one he's been in. But he's also a really good voice guy. Usually, he plays the bad guy, but he's played Lex Luthor before in the animated series Justice League. But usually plays a bad guy. He also starred as Patrick in SpongeBob. Not Patrick, excuse me. Mr. Krabs in SpongeBob. He voiced him as well. So really good voice. But it would be interesting. I like the fit though, because he could play, I think, an older, beaten down, like kind of. He's so beaten down to where you think he might be evil type of guy. I think he would do a good job with that. So I actually kind of like the fit here with Clancy Brown as Bruce Wayne. And then for Derek Powers, it gave me Richard Armitage, which you probably recognize, but you don't realize you recognize him. He was in the Hannibal series on NBC. Also, he played the lead Hobbit in the Hobbit franchise, the Hobbit movies. So he's been in a lot of movies. He actually kind of looks like Derek Powers, so I do like the fit there. I think it's a pretty good match. So those are the only three gave me cast wise that I look for. But to recap, number one, I think this is a good idea. I really like the idea of a Batman Beyond live action movie. But director wise, Gareth Evans, so it's going to be action based. Terry McGinnis / Batman Beyond, I got Tanner Buchanan. For Bruce Wayne, we've got Clancy Brown. And then for Derek Powers, we've got Richard Armitage. But what do you guys think? Comment your thoughts. And also let me know what you want to see next. Comment down below. And like I said, this is a new channel, so do me a favor, subscribe down below for more. It really will help out this channel. But thanks for watching, guys. See y'all next time.